Last night was such a special night for ASU's assistant coach, Dana Borges. After all, he's quite familiar with somebody on the opposing bench, his very own father, David Borges, the head coach for Stonehill. And for Dana, he has always been in a hockey household, really with that coaching DNA from day one. And now he is one of the top assistants in the entire country.
Coach, your offense seemed to kick it up a notch in the second period compared to the first. What did you like from the aggressiveness in the O zone?
Yeah, I thought we played a lot better. We were just stronger on pucks in the defensive zone to be able to get us actually into the offensive zone. So we still got a little bit of work to do, but we were much better that period.
It seems like TJ Semdenfelter is picking up right where he left off last year, already with 23 saves. What makes him so special in between the pipes?
Well, he just competes really hard, and that's what makes him who he is. He's not the biggest guy, but he's very athletic and works hard and just does everything he can to keep the puck out of the net.
And your first line is comprised of 3 veterans, Sillinger, Chambers, and Young. So do you think that helps you guys with a lot of young guys in, but having that first line to look to?
Yeah, they've got a lot of experience, and we're counting on them to lead the way here, and hopefully they can get a goal for us here in the third period.
20 more minutes to go, Coach. So what are the keys to get this win?
Well, I think we just have to stay, good defensively, and when we do get a good chance, we got to bury it and then hang on.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Now, Matt, just seconds before Alexander's goal, I said there wasn't a lot of communication going on. The energy was pretty low. Well, let's just say there's a bit of a shift with the Sun Devils side. There's a lot more smiles. I think they needed that. It is a bit of an earlier game today with that 1 o'clock puck drop, so now the adrenaline is starting to go. But one thing that head coach Greg Powers has said coming into this game is that, especially from his defensive core, he wants to make sure they're managing the puck well, and also for them to use their legs more to be able to break pucks out, limit their turnovers, and be extra aggressive in the O zone. So those things they will definitely need to emphasize in this period and the next 2 as well. They have said that their defensive core is very close, even though they have a lot of new freshmen and transfers, but they think that's because they're all built from the same mold. They love playing that gritty style of hockey, and because they're all so competitive and they have such a deep room, every day in practice they have to battle for time on the ice, and both Ty and Ethan said it's been really helping their games.
Charlie, you had a beautiful look. I know Coach Powers always says you want to throw that first punch. You did. What'd you see on that play?
Yeah, it was a nice win by Ty, and just try to get it to the net. We're trying to get pucks to the net and just kind of stay on them, and kind of got lucky. It flipped on edge and went right where I wanted it, so it was a good feeling.
And you guys were without Ty for 70 days. Now he's back with that beautiful assist. How great is it for him to be back on the ice?
Yeah, it's amazing, and especially being able to play with him. He's such a good player, and we definitely missed having him in the lineup.
Tyler Gratton took a big risk leaving his home state of Pennsylvania, traveling all the way across the country to play here at Arizona State, a newer program on the rise, for his final year of eligibility. But he said that he is beyond blessed for the relationships that he has made and couldn't imagine playing anywhere else. Many of the players that are on the ice tonight have had a lot of hardships that they have had to go through, but for one player, he was told that his hockey career may be over and he could also lose the ability to even walk again, and that's Lindenwood's Colton Wilkie. In 2017, he had a collision with a teammate, a freak accident, breaking his C5 through C7 vertebrae in his neck, as well as extensive damage to his right knee. And at only 18 years old, the doctor said, hey, you may never be able to play your biggest passion. Of course, that was heartbreaking news, but something about Wilkie was that he was determined to get back onto the ice, and that's exactly what he did. 15 months later, after some gruesome rehabilitation, he was able to lace up his skates and get back to playing his absolute passion. And if you ask his coaches, they all say that he is the ultimate teammate, and you really can't ask much more from a hockey player, and added that his energy and passion is so contagious. He has been a huge reason for their success this season. Their fourth line was incredible last night. It seems like they're taking that momentum, putting it into this game with O'Reilly as well with that huge goal. What makes that trio so special?
Well, I think they're just playing the way we want them to play. They're playing fast, they're playing hard, they're winning battles, they're getting pucks deep, they're getting pucks to the net, and if the rest of our lines had played like they are, we'd be more successful.
And the Warriors did decide to make a change in between their pipes with Ola. So does that change your game plan at all offensively?
Not really. Both those goalies are great. This guy's a lot bigger, but we just need to get pucks at him, pucks on the ice, at his feet, make him work a little bit.
After last weekend's split against Denver, head coach Greg Powers said he wanted to see TJ Semptimphelter bounce back and have a big weekend. He started things off right with his 25 saves on Friday, and today is all about him finding his groove even more. I think that's a big reason why he is in between the pipes today instead of Gibson Homer, is developing that consistency, especially when they have the 5th-ranked team in the country, Providence, coming to town next weekend. Now, even though coming into the season, Coach Powers said he wants to give TJ a little more rest this year to make sure that he's ready come March and April. But right now for TJ, it's all about getting him in his groove. And after all, if it was up to TJ, he would be the netminder every single day because of the type of competitor he is.
For Heimovich, growing up in Scottsdale meant that he's been an Arizona Coyotes fan since he was little. He rose through the rankings of the Phoenix Junior Coyotes, and now he's able to share the same barn with the NHL team that truly fueled his passion for this sport. Heimovich played his first NCAA career game on this very ice and said that's when it set in that he was making his childhood dreams become a reality. Last night was not only a huge night for Matthew Copperud because of his game-winning goal in overtime, but also it marked his first time back on the ice for the Sun Devils after his double knee surgery last season. After the game, he said there is no better feeling in the entire world to be back on the ice with his brothers playing the game that he absolutely loves. And he admitted that last season was very challenging for him, having to be up in the stands just observing his team. He almost felt helpless because he wasn't out there able to contribute, but this year is a different story, and he is looking forward to have a lot more game-winning goals. And head coach Greg Powers said he was so happy that it was Copperud as the one who found the back of the net in overtime because of the person he is and all of the hard work. Because at the end of the day, Copperud really embodies what it means to put in the hard work and good things will happen. When he was rehabbing, he tried everything under the sun. Ice baths, physical therapy, hot yoga, you name it, he tried it, and now he feels 100%. He says he hasn't felt this good since he was 16 years old before his first surgery. This truly is the beginning of the final chapter of Sun Devil hockey's independent era, as next season they will be heading over to the NCHC. Head coach Greg Powers says they're using this final chapter almost as a badge of honor. They want to make sure they're going out with an absolute bang, and that means a trip to the NCAA tournament. He believes that they're more than capable of doing this because A, they've done it before, and B, he believes that he has brought in the necessary pieces in order to make that happen.
Dylan, 100%. I know the Sun Devils were loading up extra on the mashed potatoes and turkey, getting ready for today's huge game against Providence. ASU head coach Greg Powers said that this was a huge series for them, and Providence just might be their toughest opponent they see all season long. Now Providence is coming off a tough weekend against UMass, losing both games, but that just makes them hungrier than ever in this game in Mullet Arena. And ASU knows this. In practice, they played with so much more aggressiveness, physicality, and really played with that competitive mindset starting on Tuesday to set the tone and get their mindset right of having that identity. And speaking of identities, both teams preach day in and day out, playing hard and heavy hockey. So today I'm expecting a huge defensive battle